What is going on, guys? Anna. It is November 19th, 12:15 p.m. and it is Tuesday? It's Tuesday. And you might have seen my last video for Newvember was uploaded on Wednesday when I did weigh-in Wednesday. Or was it Thursday? Did I try something weird on Thursday? I don't know. What has happened though is that Anna has been absent from making her videos for the past few days. And as I told you guys in November is trying new things and doing new things and all this stuff. And new things I thought I'd never have to do, and I had to do it. So Friday I took a picture of the apple cinnamon oatmeal because I was going to do my review on it. And I got out of the shower and I came out and my dog was upstairs. And my dog was acting abnormal, and she made it very clear that I needed to come downstairs immediately. So I followed my dog downstairs, and I thought she might have to go to the bathroom. We passed by the 3 doors that she would go up to if she had to go to the bathroom. And we went straight into my grandmother's room, and I walked into my grandmother, and my grandmother was on the floor in her bathroom. She had fallen. And my dog sat down next to my grandmother, Betsy, and allowed Betsy to hold on to her and to pet her and all this stuff. And you know, she hasn't fallen. It's not unnatural for her to fall, but this time the way she had fallen was unnatural to me, because since I am her caregiver, I'm used to, you know, helping her up, picking her up, all this stuff. And so she was laying down in a weird position between her toilet and her shower. And so I did, you know, the most normal thing I could do. I went to go get a yoga mat, a big, you know, like a 2-inch thick yoga mat, and I lifted her body up and I put her on it. And I put her, robe behind her head, so when I slid her out, she wouldn't, you know, conk her head on the concrete. It wasn't until I finally got her out of the bathroom. She was sliding perfectly. You know, she screamed a little bit. Told her not to scream. She had already fallen. There's nowhere else she can go. But I will say, there's a lot of comedy in this, you know, horror that was happening. When I first walked into her bathroom, she said, "Anna, I've fallen and I can't get up." And, you know, immediately I think of Life Alert, but never mind. So I pull her out, and my dog is now laying next to her instead of sitting. She's laying next to her, keeping my grandmother warm. Just for all of you who are asking if Lucy has had any training, no. Lucy is not a therapy dog. She was just doing what is natural. She did this when my mom had her heart attack. She's like a hero dog. She deserves a medal. She'll probably get a medal. I'll make her a medal. Anyway, so I lifted up her head again to, you know, pick up the robe that's underneath it, make her more comfortable, and that is when I noticed blood. And it's not that I am not used to blood or good dealing with blood. I cut myself all the time. I'm used to seeing blood. And I thought, "Betsy, you're bleeding." And she goes, "I am?" And I said, "Yes." And so I looked to where her head was laying before I pulled her out, and there was a nice small pool of blood laying there. And apparently that was enough for me to go call 911. So Anna on Friday called 911, and the ambulance and the fire department came, and they were talking to her, and she was very talkative. And I had to take the dogs outside, and Lucy was there at the gate, the closest she could to the door, and was just sitting there waiting for my grandmother to come out and all this stuff. And so there's about 6 to 8 guys in there. And one of the men asked my grandmother, Betsy, if she was uncomfortable, if there was any pain. And without missing a beat, Betsy goes, "Young man, I'm a 95-year-old woman. I'm uncomfortable with everything that is going on. I just have to poop." And I'm thinking, oh my God, I am so sorry I called you guys. I am sorry. And then, you know, they're putting her on the stretcher and stuff, and they're, you know, tying her down, and she's screaming, and I'm like, don't worry about it, that's natural. She screams all the time. And so they asked me for her if she had a drug list, and she did, and I gave them all the paperwork and stuff. So, they whisked her off. They took her to MCA, and that was that. That was Anna's, first time calling 911 and experiencing an ambulance. Because when my mom had her heart attack, we drove her to the hospital. But so Betsy was gone. She was taken care of. Everything was fine. So I call my dad and I tell him what happened, and he starts panicking and all this stuff, and things start happening over here, and he probably called Aunt Candy and all this good stuff. So then he gets home, and I didn't give anyone Betsy's ID, insurance card, her purse that had her real, complete drug list. I just gave her drug list that was from her cabinet, because my family, we like to be prepared. We've gone over what to do when there's a tornado, a fire, zombie apocalypse, a flood, someone's breaking into the house, dog attacks, there's wild animals around, what happens to do when there's a cougar or a mountain lion, all this other stuff. One thing we don't go over is what to do when Betsy falls, which is, stupid, because it's the most accurate thing that's going to happen. So we had that whole thing, and so I learned very quickly after being yelled at that next time Betsy needs her ID and her insurance card. So they took her off to a hospital without any of that information. She's like a Jane Doe, but they didn't put all this stuff in their little computer, so you would think they'd have it all. So then my dad asked me, well, what line did you call to call 911? I said line 1. Obviously, that was a stupid choice, because line 1 is a magic jack number, which could cost him a fee. And so I get bitched at for that, and I'm thinking, shut the fuck up. I just called 911 for your mother. Last thing you need to be worrying about is a fee from your phone. Sorry, we didn't go over this. I'll use line 3 next time. It was just the stupidest shit. And then, I texted my mom what happened. I texted my sister and all this cool stuff. And then my mom was like, Anna, I know I shouldn't be saying this. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but you need to give your dad a break. He's stressed out. His mom's there and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, that's right. Fine. Whatever. I'll let it slide. So all this happens and all this cool stuff. And Aunt Candy goes up there. And they go up there. I haven't seen my grandmother since Friday. I don't do hospitals anymore. Nope. You won't get me up there. I'll do morgues. I'll do that. I won't do hospitals. So, I haven't seen Betsy since. So Saturday morning, we went to a nursing home that I had picked out of this place I had found online saying, find a home for mom or something. And we had used this program before to, try to find her a home before this happened, 6 months ago. She's like, no, I'm not staying in a home. So, we went Saturday to a home that I liked, and we signed the paperwork, and I signed the paperwork, and I signed her off her favorite meals and all the stuff. So I was signing off things for Betsy, and that's the last I've seen of them. Sunday, after this had happened, my dad and my stepmom left to go to Colorado for a week to go skiing, because even though this happened to his mom, it wasn't going to stop him from going on vacation. So I drove them and their 2 friends that were accompanying them to the airport on Sunday. Now they're gone for the whole week, and so Anna is here alone by herself with 3 dogs. And it feels really, really weird that my grandmother is not in her chair, and that there's nothing for me to cook or prepare her or do something or talk to her about anything. And it's weird that it's all quiet and silent and stuff in her area. So I've been leaving the radio on and having her door closed, because, it makes me comfortable. It makes me think that she's still there, even though she's still alive, but she's still there. So anyway, Monday came around, and my stepmom was texting me pictures of them being in Colorado with the fresh snow because they're skiing. And then she sends me a text message saying, oh yeah, by the way, they did another x-ray on Betsy. She has a pelvic fracture. So, yeah. And a pelvic fracture, this one is where you can't do surgery on it. It's just going to have to heal on her own. So, Betsy's in pain. She hasn't pooped, and she doesn't want to be in a hospital. And for the whole blood coming out of her head, she had a less than a centimeter cut, but she has a few staples in her head. So, yeah. And you might have noticed my hair is a different color. After Betsy went to the hospital, I went to go get my hair cut like I had promised, and I imported this hair dye. As you can see, it's pink right here. This pearlish pink. It's supposed to be lavender, You saw me talk about it before. I posted a picture of it. I imported this hair dye from the UK called Directions Lavender, and there wasn't enough of it to go around my entire head. And then we had an issue that it wouldn't stick to the bottom, of my hair after she cut off 7 inches. And it wasn't sticking, so we had another hair dye. She had another purple kind of hair dye for some reason. She just randomly had it. And we used the rest of it. And so I have like the purple spectrum going on. You have bright purple with my pink things going on. I got some silver in here. The back of my hair is this dark purple. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But anyway, that is what's been going on for Newvember. I have the Ziti pack, the new Ziti that came out for MetaFast. I have a picture of that on my Facebook page, and I will be making that tomorrow with my Weigh-In Wednesday video. And I have a speech tomorrow, and that's it. That's what's been going on. It's just a little update for you people. Alright, well, that's it from Anna. Anna's had a very stressful weekend. I ate a lot more than I should have, and I didn't have crackers. I actually ate extra boxes of my food. As you can see, my room has been rearranged as well. My parents left me, and instead of throwing a party, I cleaned my room and rearrange it. I have no friends at all. 0 friends. So yeah, that's it. Alright, now you're up to date. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we're going to have a great Weigh-In Wednesday, and I cannot wait to make facial expressions about the new Ziti, because I heard it was really good. My counselor said it was really good. Alright? Alright. Bye-bye! Bye-bye-bye! Bye. Bye-bye.